do to reinforce effective lifetime skills by modeling direct communication. These teenagers definitely know when an adult, whether it be an administrator, a teacher, or a parent, is not a person of substance. And it's a constant battle to not take them down the road to race to nowhere, much like the documentary film we showed in our district several years ago that focused on the tremendous pressure to perform that our young people face on a daily basis. We need to get back to focusing on the process, not immediate success or gratification. For the past 4 years, we've approached the education of these young men and women through the lens of lifetime skills of perspective, effort, integrity, perseverance, and emotional intelligence. When an individual maintains a balanced perspective, he or she learns coping mechanisms to persevere through times of adversity and develops a purposeful sense of self or emotional intelligence that no person can destroy. Academic and career goals become more attainable. Our mission has been to educate our students to become leaders of conscience and compassion, to enable them to think for themselves. What can we do to go forward to help them accomplish this goal and those that follow our class of 2017? Let's simplify things, remove excuses, direct communications, clearly communicate expectations, and live every day with passion and purpose. And most of all, do what's right, not what's expedient. We had a great speaker here speak to parents, Dr. Joel Ingersoll. He also has spoken to parent groups. He didn't talk about what GPA our kids have to get. He spoke about resiliency, assertiveness, stress management, and emotional intelligence. These are the key parts to the process. At a recent Junction graduation for differently able youngsters, a puzzle piece was distributed. All it said was, we're all an important piece of the puzzle. And indeed, we have to continue to work together. Community members, parents, teachers, administrators, and students, if we're going to continue to have an impact on our young people. On a daily basis, these young people know there's PA announcements, there's social media postings, there's emails. We constantly ask them and tell them life's not perfect. We have to compensate and adjust. There are no quick fixes. Stress can be minimized, but we must have a sense of self and a solid emotional intelligence to achieve these results. A professional educator by the name of Dennis Litke wrote a book called The Big Picture. Education is everyone's business. He wrote, all schools must help kids gain knowledge, but they must also help them believe in themselves, believe in others, and love learning. Most, if not all, of these students have read the book Where You Go Is Not Who You'll Be by New York Times writer Frank Bruni. We cannot allow our students to define themselves by a transcript, a test score, or the name of a college on a t-shirt. Most times, it's a teacher, a coach, an advisor, an administrator who touches their lives to help them achieve. Students have interacted with veterans at Memorial Day and Veterans Day observances, with senior citizens and preschoolers. They've also listened to Mr. Matt Mayer talk about how their decisions, our decisions, determine destiny. The overarching goal is to positively impact lives. To paraphrase the legendary Jackie Robinson, a life is most important when it impacts others. We can't allow our students to fall into the trap of the disease of me, self-promotion, that has negatively impacted our culture. A writer by the name of David Brooks, in The Road to Character, wrote, we've seen a broad shift from a culture of humility to the culture of what you might call the big me. From a culture that encouraged people to think humbly of themselves to a culture that encouraged people to see themselves as the center of the universe. We always talk to kids about we don't control what happens to us, but we do control our response. Mr. Brooks asks us to take it a step further and to balance the scales between what he calls resume virtues, wealth, status, and fame, and eulogy virtues, those that exist at the core of our being: bravery, kindness, and honesty. In his best-selling book, Mitch Albom, Tuesdays with Morrie, he spoke about his college professor and what he said to him during his final days. The way you get meaning in life is to devote yourself to others, devote yourself to the community, and devote yourself to something that gives you meaning. Seniors, at the end of the day, there's no transcript, there's no standardized test or technological invention that should define you. These cannot and never will measure motivation, creativity, or most importantly, what's in your heart. I continue to encourage you to adhere to John Maxwell's advice. Good decisions plus daily discipline equal a masterpiece of potential. We can be great every day. The writer Stephen Covey called it everyday greatness. Everyday greatness is a way of living. It's not a one-time event. Thank you to our parents, teachers, for your unfailing belief in our students. And seniors, never forget where you come from. As you heard Dr. Gordon mention, NVOT alumnus Cory Booker, U.S. Senator from this state and alumnus class of 1987, he wrote in his recent book, "The heroes of my life, my parents and teachers, colleagues and mentors have taught me, above all, that individuals can have a profound impact on our communities." And Mr. Booker, when he visited NVOT a few years ago, went so far as to say, "In so many ways, I am who I am today because of Northern Valley Regional High School." Seniors, finally, we've asked you to bring it every day. Bring your respect, bring your effort, bring your integrity and perseverance. And most of all, the hardest thing to do, to finish. Always finish what you start and finish strong. Whatever the result, don't let anybody ever tell you you can't accomplish something. But at tonight's commencement, we're asking you to begin a new chapter, to take with you tonight, of course, your memories, but travel to your destinations with the lifetime skills that enable you to be a person of value at NVOT, and continue to believe in yourself. As another sign at the Junction House once said, "Believe in yourself and magic will happen." I assure you, we believe in you. Congratulations. Our commencement choir, under the direction of Miss Leslie McPherson, will now perform "For Good" from the musical Wicked.
Oh, look, you graduates should get up too. Got him?
Commencement.